Chosen one, stop scrolling right now. Do not move your finger past this message. This exact moment on your screen is not the result of a random algorithm, because heaven has bent the rules of time to place this divine appointment directly in your path. A massive and profound shift is coming this Thursday. You must listen closely. The deep pressure you woke up with today is not natural. It is a spiritual alarm bell ringing loudly in the unseen realm. If you scroll away now, you walk away from the exact shift heaven orchestrated for you. But do not panic. The shift, arriving on June 25th, is not here to harm you, and it is actually here to gently lift the crushing weight you carry. You are completely safe. I have seen the deep exhaustion settling into your bones. You wake up feeling like you have already fought a war before the sun rises. Your shoulders are incredibly tight. Your jaw is constantly clenched. And every single morning when you wake up, the heaviness is already sitting on your chest before you even open your eyes. You never give up. You force a smile for the people around you. You make sure everyone else is comfortable and taken care of. You have become the tired caregiver who holds the entire world together. But inside your own mind, you are barely holding on. I see you sitting on the edge of the bed when the house is totally quiet, while you silently calculate how much more you can endure. I see the invisible weight. You stare at nothing in the dark room. You feel the crushing weight of bills and responsibilities pressing down on your throat. You swallow your tears because you have to be the strong one again in the morning. No one sees how incredibly close you are to breaking right now, but I see every single hidden moment when you think you are entirely alone. I count every silent tear you drop. This is the physical reality of a spiritual threshold. You feel a heavy fog in your mind. The forgetfulness frustrates you every single day. You think you are losing your sharp edge. You think your body is simply failing you under the stress of daily life, but you are entirely wrong. This profound physical exhaustion is not a sign of your weakness at all. Your nervous system is bracing for a massive spiritual shift. You have lived in pure survival mode for so long, you are always waiting for the next bad news to drop. Your body no longer knows how to recognize peace or stillness, and I have seen you overthinking every tiny decision you make out of pure fear. You are absolutely terrified of making a mistake. You think one wrong step will ruin the beautiful destiny heaven has prepared for you. Hear my voice clearly right now. You cannot ruin what I have called you to just by being human. The heavy burden of performing innocence is officially over, because you do not have to prove your worth to anyone in this world anymore. The judge is about to speak. The invisible tension follows you through the grocery store and the quiet car rides. You feel a persistent heaviness in your chest, making you feel like something is terribly wrong. Even when absolutely nothing has happened yet, your heart races rapidly and you unconsciously prepare yourself for the absolute worst-case scenario. Do not skip this message. Your body is not betraying you at all. You are not losing your mind. That tension is spiritual bracing for the arrival of this Thursday. I am stepping into your storm today not to give you another complex map. I am stepping in to give you my absolute presence. The dense fog of confusion is about to lift, because you have been carrying far too much burden in your mouth and your exhausted mind. Lay down your heavy defense right now. The first sign that this message was ordained exclusively for you is that deep pressure. You feel a constant need to explain yourself one more time. You want to prove your heart was clean when they completely misunderstood your intentions. Do not do it. Stay in this holy silence with me while I aggressively clear out the toxic energy from your future. The time of your suffering is ending. This Thursday will bring someone who will gently shift your current reality. You do not need to fight the current anymore. Heaven has already dispatched the exact intervention your tired soul has been desperately begging for during all those sleepless nights. Breathe slowly and let my words wash over your exhausted spirit. Your long season of isolation is breaking apart today. Let me speak to something incredibly tender right now. Unclench your jaw and take one slow breath. Let your tired shoulders fall entirely toward the floor. I want you to linger here for a quiet moment. You have been carrying this heavy secret for far too long, and you never let anyone see the cracks in your shiny armor. But I see the quiet truth today. I saw every single night you struggled entirely alone. I saw you toss and turn endlessly in the dark. I saw the deep shame you felt about your situation. And I saw you trying to be perfectly strong while your own heart was slowly breaking into tiny pieces. You hide the emotional pain so well. You mask the absolute physical exhaustion. You perform for the loud crowds effortlessly. I watched you stand in the kitchen while the house slept. I watched you stare out the window with heavy eyes. I watched you whisper prayers that sounded more like desperate pleas for survival. And you wondered if anyone in this vast universe actually cared about the heavy burdens you carry every single day. I heard those quiet whispers. I felt your incredible sorrow. I heard the way your voice cracked yesterday. I heard the silent screams trapped deeply in your throat. I heard you tell them everything was totally fine. Because you knew they could not handle the terrifying truth of your current reality, so you lied to keep them completely safe. You protect them constantly from the harsh world. You shield them from the incoming dark storms. You bleed quietly. You are the designated strong one in your family. You are the ultimate fixer of deeply broken things. You are the reliable wall everyone leans against when their own tiny worlds begin to quickly collapse. And you accept this brutal role because you deeply love them, but this heavy burden is slowly destroying your spirit. You need a safe place. You need a deep rest. You never ask for help from anyone around you. You never demand unnecessary attention or loud praise. You quietly absorb the terrible shockwaves of every sudden family crisis. But the constant absorption of toxic energy has left your physical vessel completely drained and utterly exhausted today. The thick fog in your mind is simply the physical result of this massive emotional absorption. I saw you open your bank app with trembling hands. I saw you close it quickly to avoid the rising panic. I saw you mentally shifting funds to make sure the lights stay on another week. And you carry this incredible financial anxiety entirely alone because you absolutely refuse to burden your loved ones with your money problems. You swallow the bitter fear. You hide the massive debt. I watched you smile through the noisy family gatherings. I watched you listen to their endless petty complaints. I watched you offer them incredibly wise advice today. And you did this while you desperately needed a guiding hand for your own chaotic life right now. You pour from a cup that has been empty for months. You give until your precious soul physically aches. You are profoundly kind, but heaven keeps a flawless record of your hidden sacrifices. Heaven counts every single tear you wiped away in secret. Heaven honors the heavy cross you agreed to carry. And the divine realm is absolutely furious that you have been left to bleed out on the lonely battlefield without any earthly support. The spiritual cavalry is finally arriving. Help is on the way. I saw you question your own sanity this week. I saw you wonder if you made a terrible mistake. I saw you replay old conversations to find where you might have somehow failed them. Because the enemy loves to make you believe that their highly toxic behavior is actually your personal failure. You are not the villain here. You are the faithful victim. You did nothing wrong. I heard you apologize for things you never did. I heard you shrink yourself to fit their tiny comfort zones. I heard you accept the blame just to keep the fragile peace in the room. You compromised your own sacred boundaries to save a relationship that heaven was actively trying to permanently remove from your life. You must stop doing this immediately. You must stand tall. I need you to understand something clearly right now. There is a massive difference between personal failure and holy compression. You have been carrying a heavy guilt lately. You think your current exhaustion is a severe lack of faith, and you constantly blame yourself for feeling incredibly weak when you should be standing strong for your family. You are completely wrong. Breathe out that heavy guilt immediately. Your unanswered prayers were absolutely never a rejection from heaven. Your deep exhaustion is not a sign of your spiritual failure. You thought I was completely silent while you suffered in the dark. But I was actively preparing your physical vessel for a massive transition you cannot fully comprehend yet. The delay was fiercely protective. You feel a thick fog in your mind today. The simple forgetfulness frustrates you beyond belief. You drop things easily. You lose your train of thought. and you secretly wonder if your mind is slowly deteriorating under the intense stress of your daily struggles. Let me reveal the unseen architecture of this exact moment. Your brain is not failing you whatsoever today. This is the heavy physiological weight of the spiritual wilderness. You are carrying a massive spiritual calling inside a fragile human body. Your nervous system is currently bracing for an unprecedented shift. When heaven pours massive new wine into an old vessel, the physical body must undergo a tremendous expansion. You are experiencing the painful stretching of your capacity. Your two brain hemispheres are temporarily disconnecting under this holy pressure. That is exactly why you cannot focus properly lately. It is a biological reaction to a supernatural upgrade. Do not call yourself totally broken when you are simply under divine construction. The enemy wants you to believe you are losing your mind. The enemy is a massive liar. He whispers that you are lazy. He tells you that you are falling behind everyone else. He uses your bodily fatigue to construct a narrative of profound shame, and he does this because he is absolutely terrified of the sharp clarity you will possess when this transition period finally ends. He attacks your physical energy because he cannot touch your powerful soul. You must stop apologizing for your need to rest. You are the cycle breaker of your bloodline. You are doing the incredibly heavy lifting in the spiritual realm while you sleep. Your body requires massive amounts of energy to break those generational curses, and this profound unseen labor leaves your physical vessel depleted by the time you wake up. Rest is your greatest weapon. Do not let the enemy use your fatigue against you. You are actively shedding an old survival pattern. The trauma leaves your body through pure exhaustion. Your muscles ache because they are finally letting go of the heavy tension they held for decades. You are unlearning the toxic habit of carrying the entire world on your tired shoulders. This is a holy and profound healing. The upcoming Thursday shift requires a completely different version of you. Heaven is forcing you to slow down so you do not run past your own blessing. If you had endless energy right now, you would use it to help the wrong people again. You would definitely rush back into the burning buildings you just escaped out of pure habit. This profound exhaustion is your divine shield. You thought this heavy delay was a punishment. You thought you missed your divine window. But let me show you the truth of your situation. Heaven grounded you physically so the enemy could not drag you into unnecessary battles before your real victory arrives. Your total lack of motivation is protecting you from making a huge mistake today. Stay perfectly still. Let the heavy guilt fall completely off your tired back. You have not ruined your destiny by needing a long break. You are acting exactly as a normal human should under supernatural pressure. The fog will lift when the exact right time arrives. And when your original clarity finally returns, it will be sharper than a double-edged sword. You are profoundly prepared. There is another layer beneath this physical exhaustion. It is a deep and profound emotional isolation. You walk into a crowded room and feel entirely alone. You smile at the people around you. You pretend everything is completely fine today, but inside your heavy chest, you carry the crushing weight of being completely misunderstood by everyone you fiercely love. I saw what happened recently. I saw how your pure intentions were violently twisted into something ugly. You did the right thing. You spoke the honest truth. And instead of receiving gratitude for your honesty, you were suddenly painted as the absolute villain of their story. They took your profound kindness and threw it directly into the cold dirt. You feel a burning fire in your chest right now. You feel a desperate need to explain yourself one more time. You drafted that long text message in the dark. You wanted to prove your heart was totally clean when they falsely accused you, and you wanted them to finally understand the massive sacrifices you made for their daily happiness. You wanted justice. But you swallowed your words instead. You pressed delete on that heavy message. You chose to remain quiet to keep the fragile peace. You are the designated peacekeeper in a family that thrives on endless chaos. And this toxic dynamic leaves you feeling like a total stranger inside your own home. You bleed for them daily, but they never see your deep wounds. This is the heavy burden of the seer. You notice the tiny details everyone else conveniently ignores. You see the hidden motives behind their sweet words. And because you see the absolute truth so clearly, you cannot participate in their comfortable lies anymore. This profound spiritual sight makes your human existence incredibly lonely right now. You are misunderstood. But the hardest part is not their cruel betrayal. The absolute hardest part is the deafening silence of heaven when you are aggressively attacked. You cry out for immediate help. You ask why the innocent are constantly punished while the wicked seem to prosper endlessly. And you wonder why God remains perfectly quiet when your precious reputation is being destroyed. Why is heaven silent? You feel a deep and terrifying abandonment today. You think this divine silence means you have been completely forgotten. You think your heavy tears are hitting a brass ceiling. And the enemy uses this quiet delay to whisper that you are entirely alone in this brutal universe. He tells you that nobody will ever come to your rescue. Do not believe his dark lies. Stay with me right here. Do not let the distraction pull your eyes away from this truth. I feel the exact weight pressing on your tired lungs. The profound unfairness of your current situation makes you want to completely scream. You gave them your absolute best effort. You poured your golden soul into their empty cups. And you receive nothing but harsh judgment. You must pause briefly right where you are. Linger here for the length of 3 slow breaths. Do not rush past this deep, emotional validation. Your anger is completely justified today. Your deep sadness is a holy and appropriate response to their cruel betrayal. You are entirely allowed to feel the massive sting of their ungrateful actions. Let the silent tears fall. But you must resist the strong urge to defend your name. You must not step down from your throne to argue with confused people. Your divine vindication is coming very soon. And there is a massive spiritual secret behind this painful period of silent waiting. The silence of heaven is never an accidental delay or a cruel punishment for your past mistakes. It is a strategy. You are standing at the very edge of a massive revelation. The profound mystery of this divine delay is about to be entirely unlocked for you. Do not try to force a human resolution right now. Let them think whatever they want to think about your character. Your true identity as the chosen one does not depend on their broken approval. A massive shift is coming. You thought the prolonged silence of heaven meant total abandonment, and you truly believed your painful cries were completely ignored by the cold universe. But there is a massive spiritual war happening right behind the curtain of your daily reality. The silence of God is not a cruel punishment for your mistakes. It is a fierce and divine protection. God is aggressively sweeping the room of your future right now. When heaven seems perfectly quiet, heaven is actually incredibly busy, working on your behalf. You wanted immediate answers to your desperate prayers yesterday, but God needed to violently remove the toxic people from your upcoming season before they could ruin it. He is sweeping the floor clean. If God answered you immediately last week, you would have carried those hidden enemies straight into your promised land. You would have gladly shared your massive blessing with people who secretly prayed for your absolute downfall. The painful delay was heavily orchestrated to expose their true intentions to your trusting heart. You desperately needed to see their real faces. I saw them whispering cruelly behind your tired back. I saw them actively plotting to steal the beautiful harvest you worked so hard to plant, and God allowed them to hurt you so they would naturally exit your timeline without a fight. Their sudden and cruel rejection was actually a massive divine redirection. Your tender heart is broken because they abruptly left you alone, but you must deeply understand the unseen architecture of this holy moment. Heaven absolutely had to empty the room to make enough space for the exact person arriving this Thursday, because you cannot welcome a true spiritual ally while you are actively holding a traitor. Let the old attachments go. The person heaven is dispatching carries the exact provision you have been begging for in secret. They are bringing an incredibly gentle shift for your tired and wounded soul. Type 777 to seal this prophetic word and declare perfect provision over your life today. You are making a powerful holy covenant with the divine realm right now. Do not let the enemy convince you that you are entirely forgotten. The enemy is absolutely terrified of this upcoming Thursday shift. He knows this new and holy connection will instantly break your long cycle of deep poverty, and he desperately wants you completely distracted by the painful ghosts of your past. Refuse his dark and heavy lies. You are the rightful heir to a massive spiritual and financial fortune. A true heir does not stand at the bank counter and aggressively beg for tiny scraps of attention. An heir simply stands still and waits for the massive vault to officially open. The painful silence was just the loud sound of the heavy vault doors slowly unlocking. Your inheritance is secure. Listen very closely to my voice right now. Do not let the daily distraction pull your tired eyes away from this massive revelation. The absolute silence of God is the ultimate weapon against your hidden enemies. While you were crying on your bedroom floor, your enemies were being permanently dismantled in the unseen realm, and the spiritual battle for your future is already won. You will wake up on Thursday morning and feel a sudden lightness in your chest. The heavy fog will completely evaporate from your exhausted and overworked mind, because the toxic roots have been aggressively pulled out of your sacred soil by the hands of angels. You are finally ready to receive the gentle shift you truly deserve. The painful preparation is complete. Prepare your physical vessel for the arrival of this profound and sudden peace. The divine helper heaven is sending will never demand you to constantly perform for their love. They will not require you to bleed quietly just to prove your deep loyalty to them, because they are coming to gently wash your tired feet and lift your heavy burdens. They are coming to absolutely serve. You are standing directly on the edge of a massive spiritual threshold right now. The immense pressure in your daily life has reached an absolute boiling point today. You feel a sudden wave of intense anxiety trying to crush your spirit, and you honestly believe this sudden darkness means you have somehow taken a wrong turn recently. But you are completely wrong. This intense and heavy compression is the absolute undeniable proof of your correct alignment. The threshold right before a massive breakthrough is always the most violent and chaotic place. You are feeling the extreme turbulence of a spiritual atmosphere rapidly changing around you, and the old reality is violently tearing apart so the new reality can finally breathe. I must expose a massive spiritual secret to you right now. The enemy did not increase his cruel attacks this week because you are incredibly weak or failing. He amplified the daily chaos because he is absolutely terrified of this upcoming Thursday. He sees the massive divine intervention heading directly toward your exhausted life. He is in absolute panic. He knows that when this specific person arrives, his dark grip on your finances will completely shatter forever, so he desperately tries to distract your tired mind with sudden petty arguments. He wants you entirely focused on the frustrating physical dirt instead of the massive spiritual gold. Do not fall for his cheap and pathetic tricks. Listen closely to my voice right now because I speak with intense authority. Hold this exact sentence and do not let it slide past your tired mind. The heavy sadness you felt yesterday was not your own natural human emotion. It was a vicious spiritual attack designed to completely drain your physical energy before the massive harvest arrives. Fight back. The sudden heavy resistance you feel right now is the ultimate proof of your massive value. A thief never aggressively attacks an entirely empty house in the middle of the dark night. The enemy is fiercely attacking your tired mind because you carry an incredibly massive fortune inside your spiritual vault. He wants to steal your beautiful inheritance. He targets your peace because your peace is a highly dangerous weapon, and when you stand perfectly still in the middle of a massive storm, you strip him of all his false power. He needs your loud panic to feed his dark and desperate kingdom today, and if he can make you totally give up right before Thursday, he wins the entire war. Stand perfectly firm. But his terrible time is officially up and his dark kingdom is rapidly crumbling. I am drawing a powerful bloodline around your tired mind and your fragile family right now. The extreme tension you feel in your tight shoulders is about to violently snap in the best way possible. The heavy spiritual dam is breaking wide open for you. The flood is coming. This Thursday will completely alter the trajectory of your entire bloodline forever. The person heaven is revealing will step into your chaotic reality and gently shift the heavy gears. You have survived the absolute worst part of this brutal and lonely wilderness. The harsh winter of your soul is finally ending today. A beautiful spring is rapidly approaching. Pause briefly right where you are and take a deep breath. Resist the strong urge to tense your muscles against this incoming wave of divine grace. You have carried incredibly heavy things throughout this painful and lonely journey, but you are officially crossing the dangerous threshold into your permanent season of profound rest. Do not look back. Your profound exhaustion was never a lack of pure faith, but it was the physical cost of defeating a powerful generational enemy in the unseen realm. And the massive victory you just secured is about to manifest physically in your daily life. The enemy is completely defeated, and the door is finally wide open. Prepare your tired heart to receive. It is time for you to completely drop the heavy beggar mindset today. You have been standing at the massive counter of heaven asking for tiny crumbs of comfort. You constantly apologize for asking for completely normal things. And you secretly believe you must suffer endlessly to prove you are actually worthy of a miracle. This transactional religion is absolutely over. You are not a tired slave working endlessly in the massive house of your father. You are the rightful heir to the entire divine estate. A petitioner stands outside the closed door and desperately begs for a brief moment of attention. But an heir walks directly through the front doors and simply receives what is already theirs. You must step into your massive authority. The extreme battles you fought were never meant to slowly destroy your spirit. They were designed to aggressively forge the incredibly sharp mind of a king. You survived the brutal wilderness because you are the exact person chosen to break the heavy generational curse. The cycle of deep poverty and endless emotional manipulation ends entirely with you. The enemy did not attack your family because you are incredibly weak. He fiercely attacked your mind because he is absolutely terrified of the massive wealth you are about to manage. He knows you will never hoard the incoming blessing out of selfish greed, and he knows you will use this incredible financial harvest to fund the rescue of countless others. You are dangerous. This specific person, arriving on Thursday, is not coming to test your breaking point. They are being dispatched as a direct answer to the massive decree you issued in the dark. Your profound tears were actually powerful seeds planted in highly fertile spiritual soil. And the magnificent harvest you are about to reap will absolutely shock everyone who severely doubted you. Stand up right now and square your tired shoulders. Lift your heavy head because you wear an invisible crown of profound spiritual victory today. You no longer need to constantly perform your innocence for people who are deeply committed to misunderstanding you. The ultimate judge of the universe has already reviewed your heavy case. You are completely vindicated. Your days of bleeding quietly to keep everyone else warm are officially finished. You are stepping into an era where your massive cup will overflow constantly. You will no longer pour from a place of deep and painful physical depletion, and you will simply allow the divine abundance to flow naturally through you without forcing a single human outcome. This is true power. I need you to physically feel this massive identity shift right now. Unclench your hands and open your empty palms toward the ceiling. You are officially signing the spiritual paperwork for your massive inheritance today. The vault is wide open, and your sacred name is written heavily on the divine deed. No demon in hell can ever reverse this holy transaction. Type 777 in the comments right now to seal this powerful transition. Leave your bold signature as the rightful heir who is finally ready to claim their massive estate. You are no longer the tired caregiver who absorbs all the toxic poison in the room. You are the fierce cycle breaker who actively commands the atmosphere of every single room you enter. The heavy compression is rapidly releasing as we approach this highly anticipated Thursday. The incredible threshold is resolving into a beautiful and permanent peace. You have absolutely survived the hardest part of the brutal training season. The magnificent arrival season is literally steps away from your tired feet. Walk proudly through your open door. The massive veil is finally lifting. I am about to reveal the exact nature of the gentle shift arriving this very Thursday. You have waited for this specific moment through countless tears and endless silent nights. Heaven is officially dispatching a destiny helper directly into your daily reality. This is not a random encounter. It is a highly calculated divine rescue. This specific person is an angel wrapped perfectly in human form. They are carrying the exact provision you have been desperately praying for. You thought you would have to figure out this massive financial mess entirely alone. You thought you were trapped in the dark forever. But this person holds the master key to your locked doors. Your heavy burden is completely lifted. When this helper arrives on Thursday, they will not demand your absolute perfection. They will not require you to constantly perform or quietly bleed to earn their support. They are coming simply to serve your tired soul and gently shift your massive burdens. You will physically feel the heavy chains falling completely off your tired shoulders. You are entirely free. This is exactly why the enemy tried to crush your mind with severe anxiety yesterday. He knew this magnificent helper was rapidly approaching your timeline. He desperately wanted you to completely forfeit your massive blessing right before it arrived. But you stood your ground like a true warrior. You survived the brutal compression. Your magnificent arrival season is here. You came into this holy moment feeling like an exhausted beggar. You were absolutely terrified that the long silence meant a cruel punishment. But now the heavy fog has completely lifted from your mind. You deeply know the profound truth of your powerful identity. You are the absolute rightful heir to a massive heavenly estate, and the massive vault is officially wide open. The severe anxiety that fiercely gripped your tired chest 10 minutes ago has been entirely washed away. You are standing in the middle of my perfect peace today. And a true heir naturally responds to massive grace with profound gratitude. You do not operate from a place of deep fear or heavy scarcity anymore. You operate from a place of absolute and total abundance. If this safe sanctuary has gently bound your deep emotional wounds today, I invite you to take a holy moment. Take a moment to honor the divine altar that fed your tired spirit. Plant a powerful financial seed through the super thanks button right below this video. This is not a desperate plea for help. This is your physical decree that you trust the massive harvest coming. When you plant a financial seed from a place of supreme confidence, you activate the massive mathematics of heaven. You are officially signing the spiritual receipt for your Thursday miracle. Every single dollar you give becomes a fierce weapon against the dark kingdom of lack. You are telling the enemy that his long reign of poverty is absolutely over. You are fully restored. Do not hesitate if your spirit feels the sudden gentle nudge of the divine realm. Your generous offering is a beautiful covenant made directly with the angels assigned to your case. They are watching you step confidently into your massive authority right now. They see you breaking the heavy generational curse of poverty with your own two hands. You are an absolute victor. This Thursday will mark the permanent end of your exhausting survival era. The gentle shift is going to completely overhaul your daily reality. You will wake up and realize the massive war is finally over. The intense struggling is a thing of the distant past. Get ready to embrace the profound peace you truly deserve. Heaven has completely validated your beautiful heart. Now pause exactly where you are right now. Do not rush to your next anxious thought. Unclench your tired jaw completely. Take one long and very slow breath in, and let that heavy breath out into the quiet room. You have carried incredibly heavy things throughout this intense message today. Let the massive intensity settle completely into the floor. You are safe. Feel the heavy armor falling directly off your back. You wore that heavy metal for years because you had to survive, but the brutal war in the unseen realm is officially over today. You do not need to constantly defend your precious heart anymore. The angels have formed an impenetrable wall of pure light around your physical home. Breathe into this profound rest. Your nervous system has been running on empty for so many long months. You lived in a constant state of terrible panic. You always expected the absolute worst news to drop. But heaven is gently rewiring your exhausted body today. because the upcoming Thursday shift requires a completely relaxed physical vessel. Let the healing warmth wash over your tired bones. You can finally stop trying to fix every broken thing. You can lay down the heavy tools of the tired caregiver. Someone else is coming to carry the heavy load for you. The divine helper arriving this Thursday will take the heavy yoke directly off your shoulders, and you only need to stand perfectly still and allow them to serve you. Surrender your deep control. Imagine a cool stream of pure water washing over your anxious mind. It aggressively washes away the bitter residue of all those false accusations. It completely clears the thick fog from your incredibly sharp brain. The divine peace is settling deeply into your chest right now, and you are physically returning to your original and completely uncorrupted state of grace. You are completely renewed. The painful tears you cried in secret were absolutely necessary for this massive cleansing. Every single drop watered the beautiful seeds of your upcoming harvest, but the season of loud weeping is officially closed today. You are stepping directly into a season of quiet and profound joy, while the heavy storm clouds are rapidly breaking apart above your tired head. Look up. Place your right hand gently over your beating heart. Feel the steady rhythm of your beautiful and resilient life. You survived a spiritual attack that would have easily crushed a normal human. But you are the rightful heir and your spirit is incredibly strong, so heaven honors your magnificent endurance by granting you this absolute and total peace. You are heavily loved. There is absolutely no rush or panic in this holy sanctuary. You do not have to quickly figure out tomorrow before it even arrives. The massive provision for Thursday is already locked in place. Your only job right now is to simply exist and breathe the clean air, and let the deep comfort of the divine realm hold you like a very tired child. Rest your heavy head. The vicious enemies who tried to destroy your peace are completely scattered. They can no longer touch your finances or your beautiful family. The heavy vault doors are permanently sealed against the dark forces. You can sleep completely soundly tonight because the powerful angels are actively standing guard outside your physical doors. Your beautiful sanctuary is utterly secure. Let this profound somatic peace sink directly into your cellular memory. Memorize this exact feeling of total safety and absolute spiritual vindication. When the gentle shift arrives on Thursday, your body will completely recognize the divine frequency. You will not panic or sabotage the massive blessing out of pure fear, because you will confidently welcome the miracle gracefully like a true heir. You are ready. Remain in this quiet stillness for just a little while longer. Do not rush back into the loud noise of the digital world. Protect this fragile peace you just established today. Heaven has gently wrapped a warm blanket of holy grace around your shivering shoulders, and the magnificent light is finally warming your beautiful face. You are truly blessed. The heavy season of profound isolation is breaking completely off you right now, but heaven always works through deep and meaningful connections. There is someone in your phone contacts right now who is staring blindly at their screen today. They are absolutely terrified of tomorrow and the massive bills they cannot pay. They feel just as alone as you felt yesterday morning. You are the exact rescue they desperately need today. Use your own hands to be their sudden miracle tonight. When you share this exact message with them, you set the incredible law of heavenly multiplication into motion. This is not just a simple button on a digital screen. It is a profound spiritual lifeline thrown into the dark ocean. You must pass this vital word to them immediately. You can actively save a precious soul tonight. You will watch your own massive harvest multiply. You become a beautiful extension of divine grace today. The enemy wants them to believe they are completely forgotten. He wants them to feel utterly alone in the dark. But your simple action of sending this message will completely shatter his dark lies. You become the destiny helper for someone else right now. You are actively sharing the immense spiritual wealth. Now we must securely lock the borders of your own sanctuary. The enemy will absolutely try to return when you are physically tired tomorrow. He will try to steal the massive peace you just received in this holy room. You must actively protect the divine channel that constantly feeds your exhausted spirit. Do not leave your heavy doors completely unlocked tonight. You must absolutely secure your beautiful mind today. Subscribe to this sanctuary so tomorrow brings another powerful prophetic word directly to your feed. You need this daily bread to survive the final days of your brutal wilderness season. When you subscribe, you are building an impenetrable wall against the old toxic habits of the enemy. It guarantees the divine frequency reaches you before the loud panic of the world begins. You must fiercely protect your profound peace today. Leave the word Amen below as the final stroke of an acknowledgement signed by a true heir. You are officially putting your bold signature on the heavenly deed today. This simple word is your physical confirmation that you fully accept the gentle shift arriving this Thursday. You are no longer bargaining like a tired beggar at the bank counter. You are simply receiving your promised heavenly portion. You are the chosen one who survived the most brutal spiritual winter. You are the cycle breaker who will finally bring immense wealth to your family bloodline. Do not let anyone convince you that your massive dreams are completely impossible. Heaven has already authorized the exact miracle you desperately need. The divine paperwork is completely finished and fully approved. When Thursday finally arrives, you will wake up with an incredibly sharp and clear mind. The heavy fog will be completely gone from your physical brain forever. You will recognize the gentle helper immediately because your spirit is perfectly tuned to the frequency of divine grace. Welcome them with open arms and a deeply grateful heart. Your long season of lonely weeping is officially over. Walk out of this holy room with your heavy head held incredibly high today. You are fiercely loved and protected by the highest power in the entire universe. No weapon formed against your finances or your beautiful family will ever prosper again. Step quietly into your profound rest right now. Let the divine realm handle the heavy lifting while you completely heal. The heavy storm has passed and the beautiful morning light is breaking through the dark clouds. Go in perfect peace and prepare your house for the massive incoming blessing. I will meet you here again tomorrow with another vital piece of your spiritual puzzle. Stay firmly planted in your authority until the massive shift actually arrives. The massive heavenly vault is completely yours forever.